Why don't you take us through what makes the Zebasi so different, so unique, so special?
I mean, already between the human tribes, you have the division between the turn 0 tribes that upgrade their capital right away and those that don't. And then Zebasi are special even amongst those, just because they use all 5 stars opening. So you'll see different ideas with them and how they get their warriors out and everything. Really, you'll see the 2 big things, like farming is very rare for all other tribes to go into. But you'll see openings that involve construction or like riders, fish, expansion rapidly. Really those 2.
Well, we've had some great gameplay thus far. Has anything really stood out to be surprising? I mean, we're about to go into the final with Justeeni Lingueeni versus Willibomb, so get ready for that. But aside from, let's talk about the Willibomb and Justeeni Lingueeni. Anything surprised you about these 2 players?
I was kind of surprised at just like the way that they're like approaching the tournament. Like, I'm seeing like the same kind of flexibility from both of them.
Ooh.
Like, they're not one-trick ponies going for the same strategy every single time.
And they're going to need to be not one-trick ponies, to be honest. Sorry to cut you out there. As we do go into our first game. It is Justeeni Lingueeni. It is Willibomb. It is a best of 3. An interesting spawn location, both of these players. Take me through what you think.
This is really interesting from Willibomb to go for the lighthouse first. He's delayed himself on the village just a single turn, but he's really pushing for all of the income he can get from his capital. I really like what he's doing over there. And then if you look at Justeeni's, he's a little cut off. There's this water between them, and maybe it's going to lead to something, but we need to see more about like the actual full shape of the map first. I'm imagining Willibomb is taking the super economic conservative route that we're probably going to see him picking up construction before capturing that other village. I think he's deciding on if he gets another warrior now or not. It feels like he should be able to, but maybe he'll be like down a couple of stars too many to get construction upgrade the way that he wants to in the next 2 or 3 turns. So while he's calculating that out, look at the resources around everywhere. He's got a good deal of forest around his capital, like burn those. But how is he going to get that giant? He might even be looking into his markets right now. Which is crazy for turn 3 to be looking at this stuff. But yeah, he's figured it out and he decides to go with that warrior. So Justeeni's real option here is if he goes east with this warrior. Yeah, east, or he could have headed straight up north to that lighthouse. And these are, yeah, just like we were talking about, the 2 really big ways that you're going to see Zebasi getting played. You have the like super expansionist, like with rider roads, or if you're blocked off by water, fishing. Start that we see Justeeni going for, and this conservative economic construction play that Willibomb's going to go for here. So he calculated, you know, to this turn at least, that he's going to upgrade like this. I'm interested that he got the upgrade with the east farm instead of one of the other 2. Is he planning on dropping a windmill northeast of that city? In any case, again, on the expansion route, Justeeni Lingueeni's going to go ahead and pick up an explorer, try to get vision for all of his rafts to navigate through.
This is a really interesting map here. Just given the location of the villages.
Yeah. Like a little strait that we have going through there. But, yeah, Willibomb's looking at everything that he's, The real question is, how many turns away is he from his giant? I don't think it's that many, but he's trying to speed it up as much as humanly possible. And Justeeni's skipping, actually picking up a port this turn and getting himself closer to that village over in the southwest. Going for this upgrade instead. But yeah, he had faith in himself to actually get that lighthouse with the 5 stars back on capital upgrade. Has enough for the port and another warrior. His score is unfortunately a little high. He's going to trade Willibomb 7 stars instead of just 5. So Willibomb has 23 stars to work with here in only 2 cities. So a lot of big decisions about what tax he's going to go for here. He doesn't want to waste those animals. I think he might be just dumping all of these stars into getting a giant really quickly here. But yeah, he's now just has to decide where he wants to like put all these resources, where he's going to end up putting his windmills. And that also means markets. And yeah, look at that. placing it over the farm. I think that suggests border growth in the future down there. But in no rush to get the early giant here, it doesn't look like. Might see a couple of workshops or a combination of workshop, one explorer. Might even go crazy and do 2 explorers.
There you go.
Not after that explorer.
Oh.
Blocked off by the mountains, hemmed in. That's not what you want to see if you're Willibomb. Yeah, need to get like fishing or something. But Justeeni going to pick up 7 stars as well. He has 16 stars, but no construction. He's able to go ahead and pick up construction if he wants here before picking up this last village, but that's most of his stars for this turn. He could have construction and be pushing out and expanding around the map quickly. Like, all the cards could be showing Justeeni.
I do like
He's gonna go Oregon instead, though.
To be honest, I do like the quick fishing. I also like the
He's
Orc
going for
play.
another explorer.
Yep, there we go. Discover the land.
He wants that I've got.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. He is gonna get it.
Oh my god. Okay.
There you go.
So this could be a faster giant for Justeeni.
Massively quick.
Yeah.
There we go.
Blocking off what could have been a very nice windmill spot. He still has one southwest of the city if he decides to opt for construction later on. And that port's very nice. He can get sailing, head to
I
Port
think
Howard
it's a
South over the
really
next couple
smart
turns.
play. Again, this is the kind of decisive play that we've seen and come to expect from Justeeni Lingueeni. It may not be the right choice every time, but he makes a choice and goes for it. And it's usually quite a dramatic one. Again, even in his game 3, which sort of lasted that long, because he made that choice initially to go, right, I'm going to sit and do the economic game. And we never saw him waver from that.
Yeah, I mean, just I think it was the only time we saw anything to the contrary was in that second game, which didn't end up going too well for Justeeni.
No.
But he seems like he's on his A game here. Like he showed up, he's serious, he wants to win. And I feel worried for Willibomb. Willibomb is equalizing his own giant. Does have the advantage in income for right now. I say for right now though because Justeeni's gonna pick up another like 3 or 4 villages over in the west. And what does Willibomb do there?
Yeah, it does feel like a good choice from Justeeni. Go for the strategy.
He's slowly analyzing his options. Yeah, push that giant east. You can put it in the port over on that Zulazu city if you want to later. Wow, Park of Fortune in his other construction spot. He does not want construction. He wants to win this game fast.
There we go. I'm down for it.
He's not looking for markets.
What I mean is the decisive nature. Another
Yeah.
giant.
Oh, he didn't send it 2 tiles south. Interesting. I think he's running it over to that village far in the west then. He doesn't want to pick up sailing straight away. Thinks it's going to distract him from developing his economy more efficiently, I suppose. So Willibomb, very expensive route with burning 4 forests in order to get these giants, but he's looking into the markets. He's getting border growth on Zalazan. He's going to have some pretty solid market spots over there. 2 level 6s.
See what's in the ruin?
And-
Stars.
Wow. Okay. Everything's looking Justeeni.
Riding. Roads. Another village. Nicely for him. The Polytopia gods favor bold play, and that's certainly what we're seeing here. The problem is if he does stall. It's going to be tricky to get everything where he needs it. Riding roads now on the opposite side as well.
So Willibomb with these 2 giants. Not only does getting these high-level cities upgrade his economy very well, get that good income, he also has these 2 giants that he can send on Justeeni's weak Zulazu city over here. So my question is, Justeeni has his own 2 giants. So he should be able to
about to
defend
say, you
pretty
say
well.
it's weak. I know his older brothers
city
seem
itself.
to be there.
The
The
city
city itself is weak, absolutely.
The giants? No, they're good. So Justeeni should be able to defend there, but there should be a little bit of skirmish. You should see Willibomb go ahead, set up those markets, and then try to make some kind of push towards the end. The problem is I'm looking at just Willibomb's water access. He doesn't have border growth on his capital. Doesn't have all too many ports. Like, I'm just imagining a bunch of bombers getting set up around that Mosem city. Like, what do you do about it in that one ocean tile? Maybe an archer, but how do you even get vision on that ocean tile? So, Justeeni, they are having this little, I'll say, chicken fight over this climbing ruin. Whoever wants to buy climbing first can take that ruin.
Fantastic.
But both players seem to be assuming that it's fine. I can like pick up climbing whenever. So there we go. The first windmill down. As soon as Zalazan gets upgraded again with some roads burning that North Forest, we should see another another market down there as well. And again, ignoring that climbing ruin. You gotta say whoever wants to pick up climbing first. Whoever's gonna dump the stars there. That is like half a turn's income for both players. Yeah, Justeeni's aggressive. He's gonna leave the giant in the city. Okay. He does not care to give Willibomb options here. I wonder if Justeeni wants to take an explorer on this city as well. It won't help him out in his Eye of God quest, but just completing vision on the map. Definitely a decision, to be sure. I think he has to connect with a port now. Like, he has his Grand Bazaar that he can place down wherever he wants to. It's like, he could, doesn't have construction, so. Yeah, finish off everything, and he sees Willibomb, and he knows. Hey, I've got the whole map. Willibomb's not looking so hot. Yeah, I feel like Justeeni was right to say I don't need markets. I can win without him.
It's really hard to argue against him in this case, but that's not to say that the difference in vision is crazy.
Well, maybe we'll see a Zim Zim. Border Grove. Okay, Border Grove on Lazan instead.
There you go, the retreating giants. Now, the thing is, Justeeni has to move fast. He cannot allow a stalling momentum. Again, Willibomb was the one that stalled momentum last time. We haven't yet seen Justeeni give up momentum. We've seen him apply gentle pressure, but we've never seen him give up momentum in the same way that I think, in my opinion, we saw Willibomb do. We'll have to have a look here to see if he is able to, I'd say, how do you put it, complete his mission?
It's kind of ridiculous looking at Justeeni up 2 cities already, about to capture another 2. Yeah. Still down income though. Those markets are doing something for Willibomb. If Willibomb's able to start turning this around and just dump more stars into the water, like Justeeni does have to be have his finger on the pulse here. He does have to keep going. So how does Justeeni want to attack here? What's the best option? He's just gonna push his giants forward. 2 giants beat 1 giant. He's putting the raft right next to the giant too. Nice. That's...
Let him know.
If he was a little BM, like, what are you gonna do about it? But yeah, I mean, really, what is Willibomb going to do about it? He has to retreat those giants even further. So we're going to see fishing from Willibomb, and I'm sure an explorer on Zim Zim right now. Does it get that southern lighthouse? It does. He's going to see that. Oops. Justeeni's quite developed. He's been moving. Taking a little pause, I think. Yeah, he wants to get as many ports as he can going. And they're still doing the game of chicken around this ruin. Neither player wants to pick up climbing for it. Imagine a veteran swordsman for Justeeni, though. Right next to Ned City. Pressure him on all fronts. So Justeeni has, a solid 30 stars per turn here. So you might see some rammers to take out rafts down south. Starting the turn with 40 stars on 2 ruins right now. Imagine he buys whatever techs he's thinking about buying, and then goes ahead, picks up the ruins. Ruins first, even. Sailing. Okay. Then a population ruin. The giant was already going to happen with a road connection to the new city in the west. The sailing's nice. It looks like he was hoping for navigation there. But not opting to go into ramming. Just going to, tickle these rafts.
Yeah, I think he's trying to set up an occasion where he can try and deny future water access, perhaps. But we'll have to see how Willibomb responds.
Yeah, it looks like the big idea was keep him off that village in the south. Yeah, how do you want to do this now? You're going to keep your rafts, or you can upgrade them. You're going to turn those into bombers, I guess. And then just shove your 2 giants down into his capital. Yeah, that's why he's going for navigation. He just wants to upgrade those 2 rafts around Willibomb's capital into bombers. And then just steal that capital of his 2 giants. And it seems like a really winning strategy. Hard to disagree. Willibomb's retreating his giants too. Yeah, he's got to take them away from where those bombers are. He knows what's going on here. Yeah, Justeeni, unfortunately, Willibomb was smart. He kept that forest north of the city. So that blocks any potential for riders to road on in. The giant northeast of the city would zone of control, but Willibomb doesn't want to keep the giant there in range of Justeeni's bombers. And Justeeni can't advance his bombers any further than that without giving up hits from Willibomb's riders. So, you have a few stars, but you do have 8 cities. Navigation is incredibly expensive right now. You got a couple starfish. Oh, you're about to take one. There we go. Using every star he had, except navigation. I imagine he captures the city down the south.
There we go.
And he's got a very nice Juggernaut and Veteran Swordsman combination to help him out in defending this. Yep. Very nice. Can't upgrade either of these, but no ramming either, so no real point. Willibomb is going to be able to take some damage, but with some rammers down in the south. The question is, it's your capital that's in jeopardy right now. And how much are you doing to save that? He's got a ton of stars. He had his market set up. But it looks like he might need more than that. Yeah, pulling his giants back. It's very smart. He needs to have a few more units than just these 2 giants to prevent the giant siege from going off and actually stealing his capital. He is able to giant push, should he choose as well. So he does have some defensive resources around there. It's not about to be immediately lost by any means. But that kind of pressure on the capital this early, and it feels like it's like, how does Willibomb contest this? Like, even if he gets archers or something that would be in range of the most pernicious bombers, there's that tile of fog, which is like the worst spot for a bomber to be. No way to gain vision on that. He's got some rammers he can make down south, but he's got to optimize this.
Again, look at the time difference. It shows you where the pressure is right now. Look at the units difference, frankly.
Going to make his own giant. He's giving Justeeni the first attack here.
Okay, interesting.
Justeeni might just shuffle his giants in and take some range damage as well. Another giant on Mozambique. He has to get border growth here, right? Yeah. You need access to that stuff in the north. That one port tile.
Yeah, he's kind of the water access that's kind of hurting. To be fair, again, Justeeni saw the advantage the water would give him early and has not deviated since.
No, he didn't want markets. He didn't want construction. Yep. He placed all of his parks, he placed all his monuments down because he knew what he was playing for, and it is working out beautifully. So the markets continue to grow. 9-star per turn advantage in turn 14. But look at the point difference. Not that the scoreboard is everything. Yeah, and without having sailing on Willibomb's side, these no stars to upgrade to rammers either, but no chance of actually hitting those.
No, right, here we go. There's a bomber, bang.
Yeah, does he shuffle or does he take an attack here?
Oh, that's a hell of a hit from the bomb of that.
Feels like resignation might be imminent.
Yeah, the noose is starting to tighten.
What a very nice port.
Yeah, it is. Man, I can't see a way for Willibomb out of this one. But then again, I said that when Willibomb was winning, and then it proceeded to go another 45 minutes because Willibomb wasn't able to sort of puncture the pressure. And we have seen Justeeni ease up on the gas a little bit, as you say. We have seen him take a step back and play a bit more methodically. I do genuinely, I don't know why I have this feeling. Well, I do know why, because I'm right. I do think if he isn't careful, this game will go a lot longer than I think we're predicting.
Absolutely. I think like Justeeni committed to a plan where he has to be very accurate, has to be very quick about finishing this, and he trusts himself to do that. But if he's not, like, this strategy could backfire on him.
Just what can Willibomb do?
The question is, like, Willibomb needs to defend here. Like, how is he going to defend? He's got 3 giants around his capital, so it's difficult for Justeeni to advance. But we might see something like cloaks from Justeeni even.
I don't think he makes it that far.
Willibomb's slipping into a think here. Wants to figure out the best way. I mean, the problem is, like, Justeeni's not only going after the capital, which feels like, you know, a killer blow on its own. Look at that pressure on the southeast city, too.
Yeah.
I feel like Zimzim might collapse and that might be game before the capital. Willibomb spent, you know, accurately, a lot to defend his capital.
But just look at the amount of blue that's in the south. And the problem is, if he can't contest Zimzim, then those bombers are just going to sit there and splash damage. Not to mention the rest of them coming. I mean, it's sort of as simple as that, really. This all feels... The actions he's taking right now all feel a little bit tiptoey. That's what I can sort of say. It's a bit cagey, not as decisive. He still has 34 stars. Another 2 minutes to play, but this is certainly the longest time he's taken this game.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it's, what do you do when you can't do anything? You gotta do something, but there's nothing you can do.
Here we go.
You do what you can.
There's a giant.
Yeah, using that income, like picking up all these giants, trying to reestablish himself in the water, like kind of the same way he did in the last game against Poly. But we gotta see. It feels like it's like, look how well defended that bomber is. He was not going up against bombers like this when he was reestablishing himself.
Again, just seeing.
We might see aquatism.
10 minutes. I think we will. I can't see why he wouldn't. Right?
Yeah, and Justeeni's given himself a very nice tile for that bomber to head to.
He's moved his giant out and give the riders access. Where does he go? He's been a bit more methodical.
I feel like he might just make a bomber by Koza, send his giant towards the Muslim city, and then try to make a ton of progress towards capturing Zimzim.
Yeah, I'm not seeing much that'll hold off Zimzim too long either. Fantastic name for the city, by the way. Another bomber. He could, yeah, I mean, he could just pepper that at will. You know, there's not really much that can be stopped there. Pushing out the bomber as well. More warriors. Look at the unit difference.
It's like he's setting up his dominoes. He's got his Rube Goldberg machine ready to go, but it just needs one more turn right now.
Yeah, it does. I mean, look at the income difference. He can't wait like forever. I'm not going to suggest that we're all suddenly miraculously going to win next turn or anything else like that, but it is. He does need to supply some pressure. He is doing that, to be clear. There you go. And just keep, exactly like that, keep on picking off the ones that you can see and slowly get everyone into position. It doesn't have to necessarily be a mad rush, but frankly, I think he could mad rush and he'd be right. Double the amount of units is a tough pill to swallow, especially when you have the quality of units in terms of the bombers on the water that the Spearow can't be touched. There's nothing really that can hit them. All right, Willibomb, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I feel like Justeeni's next move is just siege the South City with your
Chivalry.
giant... Oh, chivalry.
Okay, I like it. Nice little
Yeah,
gamble.
we see the riders up there. Got enough stars to make a few knights. If you just they can take out the bomber. Justeeni needs those 2 giants there to protect like his whole backline.
You can tie down.
I guess the
Yeah, maybe that's
kind of question is, what is his backline doing? Like, I just know what the giants are doing. I know what the bomber's doing. What are the riders all doing up there? They're going to be useful eventually when those giants have taken enough damage from the bombers, but not until then. I think this is the time where you just run your 1 giant northeast because you see the knights where they are, and then pull your riders back a little bit. Yeah, he's already going after the giant he imagines will be weaker. I feel like that was a misplay though, because now Justeeni heals instead of starting like 37 health. Basically, he's starting at 39 next turn. And yeah, Justeeni's going to pick up his killer monument this turn as well. Well, if he decides to, he could just resign right now for all we know. Unlikely. But yeah, Justeeni, how do you want to advance? You see the knights. They don't feel like they're too threatening. See, running some calcs maybe. For anyone confused, calc is short for calculator. Calculations.
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff, right? Yeah, that's nice. Just let her know.
But
right. Yeah, I mean,
he
can.
after your giant on.
There's nothing to stop him in Zebulon, really. And you can see the knights coming. So provided I don't make a mistake, not much there. There we go. Inexorable.
Yeah, very solid.
Hide here.
He's got climbing too, so maybe he'll finally pick up that ruin. I would like to see what's in that ruin before the game's over.
I don't think. Oh, we might.
What?
I don't think. Can he hear us? I don't.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, God, okay. I think. Look, there's 3 different cities that he can potentially attack here. I'd say potentially one of them he's currently on.
We got 2 Mosems that he's attacking.
No, but there's Mosem and then there's underlined Mosem, like the Mosem, and it's an implied bolded of the font, I think. Mosem and then Mosem.
It's
proper.
like London, the real London, and then the London in Canada.
Yeah, exactly like that. When we all know the real one is the one in Canada. Actual London or the
Did I say the real one in Canada?
No idea.
Wait.
I didn't know there was another London. But I imagine the one in Canada is the real one if there is one there. That's what London is named after. Same thing with Paris.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, where do you think Willibomb concentrates his defense? Because he can't defend everything.
But I think he just collapses here because he lost his South City. Like he lost it. It's gone.
Yeah.
Resign.
Yeah. I don't see much that he can do.
He's thinking.
Well, what's he thinking about? Again,
That's my question.
We like to keep our, sort of like make sure we
Open it up to the chat.
we like to.
Yeah, he's probably thinking about birds. I don't know how many people get that one, but if you do,
with context,
Willibomb's
most
definitely
people can.
thinking about birds.
To be clear, as commentators and casters, we like to try and keep things nice and measured. We don't like to count anyone out. But sometimes when you look at a game, you've got to call a spade a spade. And this is the spadiest looking spade I've ever spaded. It's hard to see where he could run a delaying action. He is down by 8 kills, by 13 units in 4 cities. He does have 7 stars, but stars don't really matter as much when your cities are being kicked down. So,
I mean, this is like the classic thing in Polytopia. You're gonna get stars. Everyone likes, getting their income established, yada yada. But there's a question. I think he calculated this one out. Does he have enough damage here? Surely he has to go with the knight first if he has enough damage. He's gotta sacrifice the one knight.
Let's see. 30. There's a knight.
2 knights.
2 knights right at
Oh,
yeah.
looks like he's got enough. Oh, he wants to go after the chain? I think that's insane. So he's got to road this warrior in, and then he's gonna pick up the 1 scout from doing it this way.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah. Well, good on him. No, I think there's a veteran swordsman siege on the next turn, but I think his juggernaut also dies.
Timing?
It's not, wait, yeah, the knight doesn't.
No.
Doesn't knight do 14 damage to a giant?
No. I don't. Yeah, there we go.
He gaslit me.
Yeah, I was so confident in his. Me too. I was sitting there like, hang. Can he? He was just as he went for it. But there we go. We have Justeeni Lingueeni taking a game off of Willibomb. Now, let's not forget, this is a best of 3. So we're going to go into the second game any second now. Justeeni, what a performance. Like, flawless.
Absolutely.
Had a strategy in mind. Had a thought process. Went for that fishing. Stuck with it. Straight through. Can you find anything that Willibomb potentially could have done to counter a little better? With hindsight?
It feels tricky, right? Like, he had a pretty good strategy, but he was a little. Some of the things like his early game exploration, he could have been moving a little bit faster. It's like little things that maybe compound if he picks up a village in the south sooner, starts going into the water, like contests Justeeni there. It's really difficult to say because if he doesn't have the market income supporting that, like, what does it amount to? It was a really difficult thing, but I think that just goes to show like the level of competition. Like, Justeeni knew what he was doing and like didn't waver till the very end.
Yeah,
if you see like the way he moves that giant into the city and he looks at the units there and he just trusts this is going to hold, and then it holds. Like, that's basically the whole game.
Yeah, again, like you say, it's that decisive gameplay we've come to sort of associate with Justeeni, and 1 game away from representing this tribe. After several tries of asking, that is not to discount Willibomb, that's not to count him out either. We have seen that when he feels like he doesn't have a tenable situation, he will resign. Again, lest we forget the game 2 of a record of 4 minutes in the last one. So you have to imagine that when there's more on the line, he'll be sticking it out. So he has to. Look, it's a lot to ask. He has to take 2 games off of Justeeni, but neither of these players have won before. Both of them have lost finals. Both of them have lost semifinals. Both of them have lost quarterfinals. One of them has to win, and we're going to find out who it's going to be very, very shortly. Again, your pick of Justeeni right from the start is looking really, really strong. One question I'd like to ask though, Justeeni has been, who definitely isn't you, has been attempting to qualify as several other tribes. Do you think that this is their preferred tribe? If so, obviously trying to maximize your chances, why try the other times? You know, is this the tribe for Justeeni?
There's a lot of speculation about this. I saw just, when we did the Quetzali qualifiers in the chat there. Like, he's just doing this to eliminate the competition. I don't know why he would choose to let Viking win then, if that was it. But I think it was, like, sincere that he recognizes the same thing that he talked about last year. Like, he'd qualified with Zebasi, made it to the face-offs. But he said, I think I have a good chance. It's a good tribe. Like, I believe in my own skill and everything. But, like, I'm still not guaranteed to go. And like the same thing here, he like recognizes that like this is what he wants to do. Yeah. He wants to play with Zebasi. He wants to make it there. But also, why am I gonna like put all my eggs in one basket? Why am I not going to try to qualify?
Yeah, this is true. But it's odd that there have been some tribes that he's kind of put his hands up. He's gone all the way to the quarterfinals, and he's gone. Yeah, no, I'm not. This is, in fact, upon further review, I'm less interested in this tribe, more interested in another one. So. There is an element potentially of him being locked in as Zebasi. Again, the same attitude could be said of sleep-deprived Willibomb, who has gone for this kind of shotgun approach. We haven't seen as many specialists. Another interesting thing to note is the fact that we've only seen now 1 tribal king, chief, leader, whatever, representative defend their crown, you know? So we'll see how they get on in future weeks. Right now, though, we are looking to start game 2. Justeeni Lingueeni just needs 1 more Willibomb fighting to keep things alive. They are very close to each other. Take it away.
We've got the, the classic opening that we've seen, I think, in every game so far of take that workshop and run your warrior where you expect to find the village. I mean, we did see a, lighthouse, run to a lighthouse before, but not too much variation. What we're looking at is they're both hemmed in a little bit, but differently. I mean, the mountains for both of them, but the water as well, for Willibomb especially. It just seems like there's not enough land. There's a big bottleneck that's going to stop direct attacks, even though they are close to one another. Justeeni is the player making more progress heading to the east right now, too. I imagine he takes an explorer. Yeah, changing from game 2 in the quarterfinals. Or, sorry, semis. He's going to go ahead and upgrade with the lighthouse and farm before taking the explorer on this second city. Which, of course, I approve of. But workshop, too, instead of explorer. Okay. So I assume that he was feeling a little bit worried about the same kind of explorer happening, where it's trapped behind all the water and everything, betrayed even. But Willibomb, for his part, ton of forests everywhere, and yeah, construction. Yep. So we're seeing kind of a repeat of game 1 with Justeeni playing more towards that expansion route, and Willibomb going more into the economic construction. Although I imagine Justeeni probably ends up in construction anyways. I mean, it looks like he's actually angling to get climbing and send his warriors to the middle of the map. I'm kind of surprised. I think Justeeni missed a very good explorer. Like, he had no reason to expect that. Looks like the land would have connected. He would have got early vision on his opponent. Right now, though, he's just going to get more stars when they eventually meet. Willibomb cannot be happy having trained this many warriors to see that he's cut off by Justeeni here. Like, he's got one warrior too many. Like, those extra 2 stars he would have loved to be putting somewhere else. Especially with, very expensive construction. I guess he could go into climbing as well? Or both? Yeah, I think both players are going to head into climbing here. This is a little shocking, I have to say. Yeah, going to meet Willibomb. I think Willibomb's idea was to head on that mountain of climbing in the south to meet Justeeni without Justeeni meeting him. Unfortunately for him, Warrior runs right up to him. Willibomb should take the first kill, though, since he trained a warrior on that city of his. Justeeni's got 4 cities. He's kind of hemmed in, but great access to the water here. It's very similar for both of them. But I like how Justeeni started. I think it was a little bit stronger. Okay, so Willibomb can kill, or he can go into climbing and send his warrior towards the middle of the map.
Goes for climbing.
Yeah, he finds the village. I think fishing might have been, taking the kill, taking up fishing, getting a port might have been the stronger play.
Yeah.
It starts you on fishing, and then you can still reach the village. A little bit later, but you have the extra 6 stars from not buying climbing. And you also get the kill.
Hard to imagine that Willibomb's going to allow Justeeni uncontested access on the sea. Often with these games, we tend to find that the manner in which the player lost the previous game, they tend to hyper-focus on that the next game, which is the fun part of it. I mean, a lot of the times in Polytopia, people think, oh, well, there is an optimum thing to do every single time, right? There is the play. There is the strategy. There is this whatever. However, oftentimes you have to remember, these are not robots playing. These are players that can get stressed. These are players that are influenced by their own experiences within a series. And these are players that also will, the really good ones will try and play off of their opponent. This is most pronounced when you see things like cloaks and hidden units to try and figure out, okay, well, where's the most likely place they would have gone and try and game that out a little bit, but also in terms of your sort of macro strategy.
Absolutely. I think we're seeing a lot of ideas recurring.
Yeah.
From that other game too.
Absolutely.
On that note, I mean, of course, Justeeni's going for construction this time instead of straight into the water. But yeah, he kind of needs construction to get those giants to actually defend this Zankoa city. Willbomb's getting border growth, going to go ahead and pick up some giants around his capital. But after he does that, he should be able to like send a couple giants down, pressure Justeeni's city, just like we saw in the last game. I think Justeeni's going to send a couple of his own giants to defend. The big difference, of course, being that Willibomb has border growth on his capital and better access to the water, so that kind of like it was let's say diabolical, like what he did with those bombers in the last game. And Willibomb is saying no, that's not gonna happen this time. So yeah, gets his giant on turn 7. I think Justeeni should pick up his giant on turn 8. Maybe he'll want to wait. Who knows? But it feels like this is why he bought fishing. And go fish, burning the forest and the farm. Exactly 15 stars. Or he's gonna go ahead start with his capital. Get the giant there. This makes more sense too. Cheaper. And also allows you to go ahead, get the port going, and this giant will be in time to defend your city now. So where does Willibomb want to send his giant is a question. Northwest. Okay. I'm very surprised by that. I was imagining he would either choose to head into the water or start pressuring Zancola immediately. But I imagine if he's been doing his score counting, sees construction, sees the resources left by that city, the one population sitting around there. He's not too enthusiastic about marching his giants up just to get them sent back again. So he's going to try to dominate the middle of the lake with this giant, looks like.
Let's see if he's successful with it.
Yeah. Justeeni has a few things he can do as well. He might start trying to go for markets, although his market spots are not all that great. He might get border growth on Zancola. But yeah, he just looks like he wants to go for more ports now. I was wondering, his other options seem to be starting to push out that Zancola giant. But seems like he's content with waiting another turn on that.
Which position would you rather be in?
I like Justeeni's position more.
But a fishing action.
I like
now?
the fact that he has fishing. Yeah, I mean, Willbomb's picking up fishing in tier 1. It's not that expensive, but he's already getting himself established in the water, and in other ways they seem pretty equal. I do like that Willibomb has all these ruins that he can grab, and it seems like he's got a ton of villages.
Not quite.
For him to pick up.
Not quite all the way to the corner with that explorer.
It's very similar for both players' positions, to be clear.
Yeah.
I do have a little bit of.
Having said that, I think nice sailing. Having said that, I do think that right couple of ruins, and we could be saying the opposite.
Oh, absolutely. You get like 2-star ruins,
and
like population.
That's it.
The star pop combo.
To give it its official name.
Okay. As population, is this next rune
Here we
go.
Stars? Here we go. If it is, then you are a witch doctor and would probably have been put to death in the 16th century.
I hope not.
Well, you don't have to worry about that. It's not the 16th century anymore. You can prohibition things. It's a modern state. It's fine. Look, also, there's nothing in the Polytopia rules that says you can't use premonitions. It's completely legal. Any of these players can do it. Right, we see it.
Just like the Airbud thing.
Like, yeah,
there's nothing in the rules that. Yeah.
There you go. All right, nice little thing of Zuzim there.
Another workshop for Willie. Right. So he's really hoping on getting a really good ruin. They're so very equal right now.
Yeah.
They're taking different approaches to picking up these last remaining cities for them.
Oh, it's not what you want to see come out the front. Hello.
You just want the starfish, and then suddenly you got this juggernaut.
I can't remember the vision. Can he see that?
He doesn't see the juggernaut, but
can't see. Can he see the warrior?
I'm taking a fishing explorer.
Right. Quick turns here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't see them.
How do you want to do this?
Alright, see what's in the ruin.
The star ruin too.
Ramming.
Okay. Ramming is actually better
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
costs more than 10 stars.
And he was absolutely going to need it. This is... We said 2 ruins might help him out here, and they've done more than that.
Yeah, these were like maybe best case scenario
Yeah.
for his ruins even.
Damn.
Maybe there's an argument for sailing being better, but like, come on. He's happy with his ruins. Catapults him like straight back in to even being a little preferred. Like down 2 stars per turn, but after he captures these other couple of cities, it's so equal. Like they're both on 5 cities, about to capture 2 more. Like they're both just getting established in the water with 2 juggernauts. Justeeni's going after. He knows what he wants. He wants bombers. He wants navigation. But does he have the stars for it? Is the question. So he does have sailing already. Can he get? Does he want to go ahead and pick up ramming? And just deal as much damage as possible to this juggernaut? No, he's gonna keep Willibomb off that village. That felt risky, how far he moved his scout up there. But paid off for him big time. Yeah, nice solid windmill spot there. He can pick up border growth on that city, or I think he wants border growth just for get more port access. He'll get his giant there just a little bit later. Yeah, Willibomb is not picking up those 2 cities. He was a little weaker on the water and down a few stars per turn here. But look at that, 40 stars that he's banking right now.
I don't think he's going to spend them.
You would love to just pick up some giants of your own, like get some more juggernauts. But what I think he really needs to do is, like in that last game he played against Poly in the semifinals, maybe if he just picks up some defenders, Floctism rammers, like he's already got ramming. That's a little expensive, but you know, you got 40 stars, you only have 5 cities. Looks like he's gonna go after the giant over in this east city. Feels like a little weak strategy to what I suggested, but what else could he do? He could go into markets, but he's got riders already. Looks like he's working on just defending himself, so we might see markets, but his market spots are just not very good this game. I kind of like the idea of trying to solve things best you can with defender rammers. Pick up some sailing, but it feels difficult for that to win. It feels possible, but difficult. Yeah, Willibomb's in a little bit of a think too. Picking up 1 more rider before ending the turn after. Dipping into that clock. Yeah, navigation for Justeeni, and Justeeni, no mercy with these bombers. How do you want to do it? Do you want to get a bomber now? Do you want to get border growth on that one city? Do you want to get an explorer up in the north?
There we go.
Oh, he's just gonna siege. It's very risky siege.
Yeah, it is.
If Willibomb's able to Houdini.
There we go.
Here.
I mean, again, we've seen time and time again that Justeeni will take the gamble. Like you say, Willy Houdini him. He had no way of knowing where the... Oh, just filling up more slots is interesting. Makes that a little bit more likely. What do you think? Does he have the ability to?
I'm not seeing... Like, what monuments does he have? Not his killer monument. He only has 5 cities, no roads, so he's not getting his Grand Bazaar.
I don't see how he
his
could.
Park of Fortune. It's a level 2 city, right?
Yeah,
level
I think
3?
so.
Yeah, level 2.
Level 2.
So he needs another 9 population. He's got 3 tiles.
We'll explore that.
Yeah, he's not getting his Eye of God either. Yeah, I don't see the way Willy saves the city.
Nope,
I think it might be a quick finish. But Willy's still playing on. He sees something. He has hope. Yeah, he's going to distract the scouts, everything there.
He has
the
the
scouts
stars
would
or
love to
something,
be
mate.
attacking the juggernauts. But
He has the
They gotta
stars
go
or
across
something.
rider.
He's got it. It's got to be big.
he got 39 stars. Does he go into mining? Oh, he's looking at it. He's
Yeah.
clearing it. He's got a fish. He can get mining too.
Roads.
Roads. Okay. Maybe he's onto something.
Is he cooking? Let's see. What's he mixing together?
22 stars left. I don't.
No.
It doesn't look like he's doing it.
No. I'd have been shocked.
Maybe if he didn't get roads. What was the population? So he gets mining. 1, 2. Yeah, he would have been 2 pops short with mining.
Yeah, no, I don't think he could have done that. Right, well, that does swing things in favor of Justeeni.
And Justeeni should be able to police him on this village over in the east, too. Then pick up another starfish. Some
there you
more
go.
Bombers, rammers.
I was ramming.
That juggernaut. Steal the city from him.
He's thinking, because right now this is crucial. If he plays his cards right, he's going to set himself up really, really nicely for a potential 2-0, but only if he doesn't make any mistakes. We've seen from the previous game, if there is hope, if there is a gap to exploit, if there is a chink in the armor, Willibomb will go for it, and he will be diligent in trying to find it. He will not necessarily give up until he feels like there is absolutely no hope. So here we go, Justeeni, can he choke any hope off from Willibomb and put this to bed? Nice. Gets him off the village.
Yeah, where do you want to move this? You got this raft that was out there for the starfish. It's a little awkward to reintegrate it into everything. Where are you going to upgrade it from? The very easy just gets splashed by that juggernaut. Yeah, east is safest. So just another. I feel like he just picks up a workshop, some more units, and then he can start fiddling about basically. Like if he wants the Yalka border growth, work on getting some better like naval units, like some defenders in there as well. But the big thing is kicking all of these juggernauts that Willibomb has out of the water. It feels like impossible for him to start working on that. Yeah, Willibomb after the big splash damage.
Nice. And let's see what this ruin has.
Another ruin, yeah.
Kept him alive. Maybe it can... Inside is a ticket to Stockholm, which you can purchase yourself if you want to come and see the grand final. If you want to participate as a player, of course, we have not yet gone all the way through each tribe. So those are your 2 routes to watch or participate live in Stockholm, where we're going to crown the finalist. That is a slick segue. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and the good thing for all of you is that Viking finally qualified, so he's not going to steal any of your spots.
Easy. There is hope. But we're seeing a trend of the longer this goes on, the more players are trying to qualify week on week. It's now up 100%. So there's 200% of the players there was originally. So in that first week, which is really, really cool to see. And it does mean that even though he hasn't gone all the way to the final this time, Polycrystal again was a bit of an unknown. And we do get some of those. Let's not forget, last year, Slimming Boy was a complete enigma. No one really knew how he played. No one really knew of his name, and yet he was ranked number 2, came very, very close to pipping Arthur to the post. So now let's see if Justeeni Lingueeni can maintain this pressure and maybe even be the start of his own story all the way to the final.
Yeah, Justeeni does have some problems in the water. Like, I mean, if you see all the splash damage he took from that last Juggernaut, what units is he going to use against that Juggernaut down there? And he has to keep, like, Willibomb is doing a great job overloading him. Those scouts are all going up to that village in the north. I think eventually, if he goes, riding roads, he can place a bridge down and use his landed units to contest Willibomb over there, and then keep his naval units for the, fighting against Willibomb down there. But Willibomb is doing a great job being a thorn in his side, trying to stop any of Justeeni's plans. The other problem for Justeeni is look at that way Wyazan is PopCap. Justeeni would love to move that warrior into a port, get another rammer on the next turn, but if he does, he's suddenly risking that Juggernaut sliding into the open city. I mean, I don't know how Willibomb gets past the zone of control there, but wow, Aquatism Ruin.
There we go.
Okay.
Wow.
He's already got rammers too.
the secrets of being in the water has been from the society have been solely learned through the ruins of others.
I mean, he did buy fishing, yeah.
That's true. He did get fishing, but aquatism and ramming and a pop ruin is quite nice. I mean, couldn't really ask for better.
Very nice. Big splash damage,
yeah.
and also pressuring the Zancola City now that all of Justeeni's giants are somewhere else.
Again, you get the sense that if Justeeni puts a foot wrong, there you go, lovely. Willibomb will attempt to capitalize, and it looks like he was going to try to here as well.
Oh, absolutely. Like it's like razor wire, like razor's edge. He's on the tightrope. Justeeni is making good progress getting on the water, but now with rammers that have that aquatism defense bonus and still trying to police that village up in the north, just getting very difficult. Like, Justeeni's got too many things that he needs to defend. Like, he cannot be keeping Willibomb off that village forever. At least that's the hope. So if he can steal this Zancola city, you might look at that trade like Zancola for that level 2 city with like 6 tiles on it. Yeah. That's well done, Willibomb.
Let's see. Will Justeeni surely can't allow it to stand, right? Better than Swordsman, but he's so far away from the action.
Justeeni, what are you gonna do to defend your Zancola city? It was like that was a major mistake.
Yep.
You can pull your Juggernaut a couple towers south right now, but he'll already be sieging. And even if you get a defender, it's not enough. You have enough riders around.
What have you got? Empty pockets.
I feel like he has to start retreating his scouts. They all have to start heading in range.
He has to decide where the value is. It's a great play from Willibomb. It's exactly what I was saying. If there is a chink in the armor, if there is somewhere a gap to be exploited, he will be there. And he spotted a weakness in Zancola. Time and time again throughout these qualifiers, we've seen that it's not necessarily about being stronger than your opponent. It's about picking where they are weak and being in that zone and attacking it the right way. Again, that attack on Zancola 2 turns prior doesn't go the way we see it. But it looks like he's committed to keep him off that village. He doesn't want anywhere near him. Now, I don't think that he can reinforce that village as effectively as he's been doing in terms of just chucking one on there. Frankly, it's a great trait. You put a warrior on there, and you're tying up, what, 2, 3 scouts each time. So, whilst in the meantime being able to bring up to bring in some rammers in the east, it's a problem for Justeeni, and it's a puzzle he's going to have to try and figure out.
Oh shoot! No, Justeeni's realized that he's going to get his killer monument on the next turn. He has 9 kills out of 10 that he needs, and with that one population he's just harvested, the 2 from the mine there will actually be enough. He's not losing Zancola. Yeah, Willibomb's careful to not get himself Houdini'd here, unless he goes ahead and pushes these 2 riders back up. But yeah, giving up kind of any of the market potential that he might have had. Just not playing for that. It kind of really depends on this Zancola push, which Justeeni was able to bank up enough stars. So long as he's able to get 1 kill, which Willibomb graciously donated with a rider. I mean, he would have been able to get something somewhere else as well.
Yeah, you've got that rammer up in the north there as well.
Trying to take that city back, but I feel like Justeeni will be able to defend at that point. Yeah, he's calculated. He knows he was never in any danger.
One thing I do enjoy as a caster is oftentimes we have to sort of make an educated guess as to the mentality and the thought processes of the players. And we can be, to be very clear to everyone watching, we can be completely wrong at times. Sometimes something that looks like a gamble can be assured. Something that looks like a fantastic, brilliant strategy could be a player going, oh, cool, I can do this time. It's one of my favorite things about casting. So we'll see what is in the mind of Willibomb. I suppose you can ask him afterwards. And Justeeni Lingueeni in this case. Where do you think Willibomb has to push now?
Willibomb wants to take that village that's more central. He's doing a good job, like, getting some damage against those juggernauts. Like, he's trying to reclaim the village that he lost to Justeeni, while at the same time, claiming the last unclaimed village up in the north. He was making a good attack on Zincola, but with this giant push, he does have this, capital giant, so you can push that as well. But it feels like Justeeni will have time to defend. Ample time to defend even. So I see like Willibomb's like paths towards improving his position here. The problem is, like, before he can do that stuff, he needs to get himself better established on the water. And he just doesn't have enough stars to prevent Justeeni from pushing him back, while at the same time trying to get all these rammers and extra ports and everything. There we go. There's the mining. And the mine saves him. Saves the city. I think Willibomb might be realizing that chances are definitely worse now than they were if he'd captured that city.
Yes.
How do you want to deal with now that he doesn't have to deal with the unclaimed village up in the north? Maybe we'll just go crazy.
Yeah, you might as well. He's responded appropriately. There was a moment where it teetered in the balance, and it looked potentially like if he made the wrong move, Willibomb was going to take Zancola in return for that city in the north. But rather admirably, Justeeni took it in stride, was able to not overreact. Again, let's not forget, we were saying, oh yeah, he should have pulled all of his scouts down. Now, would it have been detrimental? Like, would it have been like horrific had he done that? No, but he was clearly didn't have to do that. And a good part of Polytopia is not overreacting to situations in front of you, and that's why he's able to maintain this sort of pressure.
Well, I was just flabbergasted again. I thought sending his giant into splash over there and then pressure the east city.
Interesting.
He'd rather just claim this village.
Fair.
I like this play.
I wasn't expecting it.
It just felt like he was setting himself up like that.
Yeah.
Like the way he sacrificed his other giant. But
but here we are. Again, this is what I'm saying. Sometimes the best we can do as casters is kind of educated guess. Was not expecting him to head north of that giant. Right, let's see here. Willibomb, what's your response? How do you deal with this? It's not going your way. You got to pull out something. Where do you go next?
All of the places that Willibomb was looking after, right? Like that city that he just lost, Zancola, the unclaimed city right now. It looks like Justeeni's gonna be able to keep all of them.
Yeah.
Just like have him like trap like 8
He's
cities
pulled
against
back.
5.
Wow.
Go up to 9 cities against 5 even.
He's done fantastically. Again, if this does end up being a Justeeni victory, with the 2 games he's played, you can't really say he hasn't deserved it. He's been a formidable opponent for many. Only a few have claimed games off of him in his previous qualifying runs, and this might be the one where he goes all the way. Has yet to win a final, but it might be today.
Whoa. Okay, Willibomb's going into trade now.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
The income setup. Yeah, he had these 2 windmills, like these monster windmills over there. He doesn't really have windmills in other places, but already look at the his income exploding. He's able to turn this into like strategy. He's already got aquatism, but like the defender rammers start pushing Justeeni back. He's trying to reclaim the water. It looks like. Is that will it be enough? Is the question. Like Willibomb's putting his faith in that answer being yes. Only time will tell. So Justeeni has had navigation for quite a few turns, but he hasn't reminded us about that. He's been feeling fine, just not making any bombers right away. They're very vulnerable, and he can get more damage with some rammers and stuff. I feel like once the bombers start coming out, Justeeni feels comfortable enough that he can start training them, no problem. That might be a sign things are looking for the worse. So 9 cities against 5, 21 units to 15, and explore, pick up that Eye of God. Is he going to go ahead and pick up another giant on the city like this? Justeeni only has 8 stars left. He has a few more units that I'm sure he'd love to be making right now. You could siege Sako if you wanted to.
Go on, do it.
But yeah, giving up your rammer for that, especially with all these juggernauts out in the water, doesn't feel like best use of the unit. You gotta ask the units, you know, where are you most happy?
We're taking
But
their
yeah,
opinions
big
into
push
account.
Into the northwest, stepping on the ruin. Doesn't have archery, so no force defense bonus. You know, force defense bonus is kind of plays a no-brainer, but feels like he just loses his warriors here. Maybe Willibomb picks up archery himself.
Why not?
Probably not. Probably not. How do you want to deal with this Willibomb? I feel like we're gonna see a couple of giants even up in that north city that Justeeni's just captured, and then starts pushing them into that Musliman city. I guess Willibomb has population and, you know, stars of markets especially. Is not all too pressed about defending those cities from a couple giants. I think archers might be in both players' futures even. I mean, just with you know, the way that Justeeni wants to push up in the north. Maybe he's just going to go after the capital and just press everything on the water in there. That feels like it's easier to take his capital than that north city even. Wouldn't be surprised if we just see water technologies, like Justeeni focus on that for the rest of the game. But yeah. What does Willibomb want to do? He's getting a little cornered. He's not able to put his units into ports. And not able to get himself established on the water like he'd like to be. Does he even want to kick Justeeni off that ruin? He might go after the scout instead. Yeah, taking off the ruin, you end up losing your rider. And at this point, what does the ruin give? Yeah, so not worried about the ruin. Maybe it's going to be a veteran swordsman, but you train your own giants up on that north city and you're fine. But yeah, Justeeni pushed those units and they just got completely ignored. Willibomb is overloaded. Does Willibomb just keep healing his giants? It doesn't even have organization yet, but does have 22 stars left on this turn, so whatever he wants to do. He's got the potential for a few more giants. Feels like he might really want one on that Bresnan city. But yeah, this is his tournament life on the line here, so no reason to you know, call it a short, fast resign like in that semifinal game too. Nothing else playing for beyond this game.
Yep.
How does he save that north city? Like, he can work on getting a couple of giants there, but
I feel
like
he does.
Justeeni can pressure that.
I think he does save that northern city. It's interesting to say that Willibomb actually has more kills.
And there we go.
There we go. That's useful.
Veteran swordman. Yeah.
And we can see that his original swordsman, because he got 2. Remember, right in the far west, he's yet to make it to the front lines. It's kind of hanging out there.
Yeah, occultism's difficult. I feel like we might see Justeeni go into archery and try to make a play on the north city.
Yeah.
I feel it's either archery or he just pushes in the water.
I don't see why he wouldn't push in the water.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if it's like, if he finds it too difficult. Like, no, he can't. If you find it too difficult, that's when you start losing.
Yeah, like, I don't really... What do you mean by find it too difficult? He's, you know?
Like, if he doesn't find the killer blow there, like, it feels like he's fine with just suppressing Willibomb, like keeping him out of the water.
I do think that's a problem. I do think just like, again, sitting and suppressing is not going to be the play. However, we also have seen Justeeni is very happy going sort of step by step to victory, not necessarily pushing for that killing blow. It was what was so interesting about his strategy last time, because last game I think was like probably one of the best individual performances we've seen. Fantastically decisive, knew exactly what he wanted to do, and just went straight for it. I'd like to see more like that in future.
Absolutely. But yeah, I feel like it's the more precise way to play and the more accurate way is in the water.
Yes.
It feels like there's an alternative path to victory. Like you're just looking for like what you can steal. And I think he should go in the water, but he might go for archers. Yeah, but it looks like Willibomb's made a good counter push.
Yeah.
Over in the east, because look at that juggernaut, that full health juggernaut against the single warrior on that city. Komowa should be coming home to Willibomb soon.
There we go.
Yeah, how does Justeeni
Exploring
deal
it
with
back
that?
bit by bit.
Oh, I feel even crazier. We were talking about the possibility of him like doing a Houdini or something on that city. The capital took Border Grove before that city was captured. The mine was never in there.
Look, the rule number 1 about casting: don't point out your mistakes.
Oh, good idea. That wasn't a mistake,
There
by
you
the
go.
way.
It wasn't.
I just wanted to see if anyone chat.
Yeah, we're
recognized
testing
that.
the audience. If you don't know, then you don't deserve to be watching the stream.
Yeah.
100%. All right, what does he do here? Again, it just kind of
Border
feels.
Grove.
The last couple of turns, it felt like they've stalled for Justeeni. He had so much going for him, so much momentum. Look at the 19 kills to 13. Willibomb has had a lot of favorable traits, and again, it looks like it has Komowa to show for it. And there's a giant
I
in
feel
the
like
city.
Willibomb's income is up. He's closing the city gap. But he's still not very well established on the water. The problem is, like, he's got aquatism still. It's difficult for Justeeni to make that push. Like, he has to find that push. Otherwise, Willibomb starts countering in a big way. I think Justeeni might be content also just going for markets here. He doesn't have the greatest market spots, but he does have roads already. He wants to just up his income and say, hey, you have 6 cities, that's like 6 markets. Not on Komowa though. I'm gonna have 8 cities, 8 markets, win on that. But I feel like he's giving his opponent, I think he's giving Willibomb too much if he plays like that.
We're now 2/3 of
Start
the way
taking them
through
out.
this game, by the way. In 20 minutes, it will go to a judge's decision. We'll see what either of them can do before that time, because unless someone retires, I don't know how this one's going to pan out. Well, what are your thoughts? Give me your percentage chances of both.
I feel like Justeeni should win this game. He's got navigation already. He should start making some bombers. Like if he turns those 2 rafts into bombers right now,
He'll be fine, yeah.
yeah, like just kicks Willibomb out of the water, then like terrorizes him on land a little bit more, you know.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely thinking about doing that for sure. Again, look at the turn timers, you know?
Yeah, but I think he's interested in markets though. Like look at the way he's setting himself up like this. Like he's getting his windmills upgraded, and it's like this is not the time to get your windmills upgraded, Justeeni. I feel like this is another path to victory, but will he win in 20 minutes?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Willibomb has played very admirably this game.
Very, like, honestly, incredibly well. This goes to show the quality competition.
When you see his, you know, Komowa city getting stolen, and like it feels like he's completely cut out of the water. It's really brought it back. And Justeeni doesn't have enough stars to deal with like all of these units Willibomb has in the water. Willibom's going to steal this, but you know, pick up his text before, save the star. Got another giant there, and with Orc he can pick up another giant on that northern city as well. A little burning. Yeah, where does he want to send this? Does he just kill the veteran swordsman now? Yeah, so, okay, he's not going to send the giant next to the city. So Justeeni has a little extra time if he wants to defend there. But I feel like we're going to see those 2 giants rode in. Massive pressure on Mozum. This is another question of like, you know, way back when Justeeni decided to put his giant on Mozim instead of Komawa to defend.
Yeah, we were very baffled by that.
Yeah, like Justeeni did get this Mozim city, but maybe it would have been better to just keep Willibomb off of it and then you know, defend your Komawa city. Like you would be up 8 cities against 5 instead of 8 cities against 6. I mean, Mozim is a better city though. He'll pick up a giant or 2 from it. Probably only, looks like only 1. But yeah, I feel like Justeeni's gone a little passive with it feels like he wants to get markets really badly and win like that. Like it doesn't feel like it's not working, but it feels like it's giving Willibomb too many opportunities. And like if Willibomb's shown anything in this game, it's that all he needs is an opportunity. Running everything back. Is Willibomb scared of Justeeni's like potential bombers in the fog? I mean, both players are kind of feeling like they're okay just setting themselves up here. Or like, for what though? Willibomb feels like he has a better attack up in the north. That he's a-okay with this. Neither player wants to push on the water. I think they both think that it's too expensive. But I'm not sure it is, especially for Justeeni. I mean, it is difficult to break through the you know, Aquatism defense bonus, but I think you can make it, Justeeni.
Also, just a side note, I saw this in a previous game. I want to address it. Generally speaking, the way that it's decided who would win in the case of a decision, the idea is if the game was carried out to its complete conclusion, who would win. That's the idea. So that's what our expert judge will take a look at, and they'll make the decision on the basis of who will, if the game was uncapped in time, who would win. That's the fairest way to possibly do something like this. And yeah, okay, there we go, bomber.
Yeah, I hope we see a second bomber as well. But
yeah, I think perhaps maybe a turn or 2 earlier could have been more effective, but that is itself doing a lot of damage. Oh my god,
yeah,
veteran
all these
swordsman.
juggernauts can start
All
advancing.
of those turns ago, and now I can't believe that.
There he is.
He's turned up. He's ready. They picked up some weapons in a ruin, and they're ready to scrap.
Yeah, very nice. The way that Justeeni's just advanced there.
Yeah, really good stuff.
Put the pressure on Willibomb. And then just drop all the giants he made. So I'm gonna retract what I said about him going for the windmills for markets. It looks like he was just looking at them for the giants.
Just for the giants, yeah.
He wants to support his bombers with these stronger juggernauts. He wants to step on the city with something that'll hold a siege. Spend his stars there first, and then he feels his attack is ready. And there we go. That Eye of God completed however many turns ago.
Come in handy.
Back to us. Interesting giant.
Bless you. I really hope he hasn't like sneezed and slammed his head on the desk and gone straight to the ground.
I'm actually gone now. I'm someone else. Huckleberry Finster.
We had to bring
I think
someone
both
in.
these players are playing real bad.
These are not the official opinions of INFR. Alright, Saley picked up here. Got a scout in the water. Another scout. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, just go after those high investment, expensive bombers.
Yep.
But Justeeni has, if he has anything, he has stars. Like even without markets, like look at they're basically equal in terms of their income.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's not like it's not noticeable, but
it does mean that Willibomb should be more willing to trade. He does have the unit advantage. He does have the income advantage. So pushing forward is probably a good idea.
where we go? Yeah, Willibomb has a ton of these giants who have been kind of stuck, like, just sitting around
just
playing
kinda hanging
a
around a little bit, huh?
defensive role. But the bomber is kind of like lit a fire under him. He needs to do something with these giants, otherwise they're just going to get chipped away at every turn. I feel like there's also, yeah, I like Justeeni's play with his giants over in the east as well, or the north. Because you can't really road both those giants in to try to attack Mosem now, but you're taking too much damage over there. Yeah, Justeeni would, I think, love to send his one Juggernaut north and just do some bomber splash. Just some rammers too. Yeah, the veteran swordsman rammer. Pick up Aquatism next turn. I don't know, he's got 8 cities and 42 stars per turn, so Aquatism's a little expensive for him. Might prevent him from picking up some of the units he needs. Might want to get strategy and some defenders before actually picking up other stuff. Look at the disparity on the clock too.
1 second left. I really think that's going to start coming to play here. Especially as there's more and more units being played, especially as there's more chances for mistakes. I think having less time on the clock is kind of a tricky one. Having said that, nice, good shot. Having said that, if Justeeni isn't diligent with his time, it does give Willibomb more time to think.
No, absolutely. He banked up a lot of time, and now it feels like Justeeni's finally saying, okay, it's time. For real. Yeah, I guess he has a question of what way does he want to break through. He's established himself on the water. Okay, yeah. I like trade here. Like, you're not in any danger,
yep.
And now you don't have to worry about stars the whole rest of the game. You already have the windmill set up from when you were getting those giants earlier. Like, you just even the income gap. And if you start putting up giants over in the west with a ton of burning, like, you're just going to destroy Willibomb. It's like, yeah, you're winning on the water. You're not worried about defending any of your cities, really. Like, it feels like Justeeni's trying to make it impossible for him to lose this game. Which, I hope means that he'll win the game, even. This is, yeah, the one problem with giving Willibomb time, though, is, yeah, Willibomb's got his own navigation now. His own bomber set up. And, yeah, look at how that bomber is defended behind all of those juggernauts.
It is nice.
Especially with Aquatism, that defense bonus. Instead of taking 2 attacks from a scout, can hold on for 3 attacks. Much more difficult
I know scouts
to
in
get
front
rid
of
of them now.
In any case.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it looks like he's trying to send his giants in now. Kind of surprised that he didn't just road over into the west. Well, a little bit surprised, I guess. He's able to... It looks like he's able to completely take this giant out. And I'll send both his other giants into this city. And make Justeeni defend on land and give himself these bombers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Justeeni's play is nice that he feels safer in this kind of position with, you know, greater income and everything. More cities, once he gets all these markets set up. That's once that happens. Yeah. And he can't bridge into Mosem anymore. With where he put that I've God, he's made it difficult for himself to coordinate those cities. Yeah, I mean, nice bomber damage there. Like, what else are you gonna do? Yeah, he's just moving everything up, but out of range of that bomber. Doesn't want anything to happen to his units. But he is getting closer. Willibomb has had to retreat. He's had to evacuate that Kabawa city. Aquatism, that's a huge pickup.
Yeah, I needed that.
Yeah, like Justeeni's had some things where he's had to catch up
Yep.
For a while. Like, he had to catch up on markets, had to catch up on Aquatism.
What do you say
Once
now?
he starts getting the defender rammers and has just a greater income, like the fact that he's just got 2 more cities, it should become quite apparent. It's difficult, like tactically, to defend Mosem, but with the control of the water that Justeeni has, it's hard to say that he's going to lose that
Yeah,
city.
100%. 100%. I think Justeeni is... Willibomb, again, has fought very admirably as we enter into the last 10 minutes of this game. Justeeni has held the guiding force, really. In a couple of moments, he did lose it, but he's starting now to get ahead. You start to see the kills approach, which was such a massive difference in kills. But the kills difference is there, the stars difference is there, the units difference is there. Willibomb, again, fantastic game from Willibomb. He's got a nice setup in the ocean, but it does feel like very defensive. The second he moves it, there are going to be the gaps in the armor a bit. So we'll have to see how he's going to start pushing forward from there. But I don't know. Can you see a way?
I mean, it looks like his plan is all to go all in on Mosem, and he's like, if this giant siege holds, it holds. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So it's up to Justeeni now to say if it does or doesn't. And it feels like he should have the units around.
Immediately
DM'd
DM'd me there as I say, hey, it's very defensive. How can you push forward? As he just pushes forward a wall of juggernauts. That's how. Still, it does leave him a bit more exposed. I will say this. He has to do something. Strategy, okay.
The idea is just that, what are you going to do? Are you going to go after the juggernauts in the water, or are you going to try to defend your city? And Justeeni's definitely defending his city, if he can.
100%.
Which means that these juggernauts are just going to be in a fantastic position to attack on the next turn, if Justeeni defends. But yeah, Justeeni has 50 stars, so a bunch of these rafts won't be able to reach the city he needs to defend. So they can turn into some rammers, deal some damage, but not quite enough, not quite as much as he might like. Is he able to actually defend that city? That the giant is at pretty full health. He can get a couple of rammers, a couple of scouts, juggernaut splash. Is that enough to actually unsiege Mosem? He's not using this juggernaut to splash on Mosem either. So he might be giving up on that city too. And we might see this game turn 7 cities to 7 cities.
Interesting.
Which would be absolutely incredible. The rammer is not going after Mosem Giant.
I really think Mosem is something that can fall. You know? Once you have this break in... Yeah, look. You have this break in the middle now, and then suddenly the water is yours. Mosem goes, sure, but Mosem's not that important when it comes to, frankly, winning the game. You know what I mean? Long term, at least. You can grab it back.
Yeah, absolutely.
But once again...
It makes his job a little more difficult, but this
100%.
feels like the strongest play.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Once again, when we do hit, and it does look like we are going to hit that cap, the game will be decided based on who would have won had the game come to its logical conclusion, or time-based conclusion. Without time constraints, I should say.
Yeah, I feel like Justeeni was a little too greedy, maybe.
Yeah.
He'd focus a little more on water, like not letting Willibomb get set up like that. Like the dip into like awkwardism and trade was nice for him, but now he's in a much more even position than otherwise would have been.
This is true. Potentially, though, more long-term potential. Again, he does have more kills now. He does have more units. And it does feel to me Willibomb is set up on the defensive.
Yeah, I do like Justeeni's position more still. He's going to be down income for a little bit, but after he gets his markets fully set up, he'll be ahead. Of course, when I say income down, I mean after the Mosem capture. Not right at the start of this game. But a few bombers taking some good damage on Justeeni's juggernauts. How does he want to keep pushing here? It's very difficult for Willibomb to actually reach the juggernauts in back. Or sorry, the bomber in back. A single bomber isn't anything. Feels like it's time to capture Mosey and then slide your giant in. Give some splash damage. But yeah, deciding to pick up mining beforehand, and that should get him a couple more giants. How does he want to do this? So, from the earlier parts of the game, radically equalized, showing why he's made it this far. Can he keep pushing? Both players have aquatism. Up a few stars per turn, like just pushing out more giants right now. Very close game, still at this point. Willibomb's been grinding away, clawing at all the advantage he can get here. And he has a very well set up raft. So Justeeni might have to swing one of those rammers around and make sure that doesn't become a pesky bomber. Justeeni has a lot in his way to actually getting his markets fully set up. He does have the greater potential in the end game, as well as he's in control of the water right now. But Willibomb's been pushing a lot. Justeeni, how do you want to deal with this? Ooh, very interesting market spot right there. I'm a little confounded, but he's going for another giant. So very solid. Pick up a few more stars, and yeah, Justeeni keeps the income advantage. Is there any crazy breakaway he has? Feels like he could even progress if both players move very slowly towards the kind of nightmare scenario that Meister T-Tat was. 4-hour game, 86 turns. That's
yeah, we do.
Feels like they have enough points of breakthroughs that they have here.
Again, so in this situation, who do you favor? I'm still leaning Justeeni.
I like Justeeni.
Yeah,
here. Yeah,
I'm still leaning Justeeni.
Like, he's the one who's pushing on the water, dealing more damage, getting the advantageous trades. He has more income.
Yeah. It does feel like a slow grind, but it does feel it is Justeeni's game here. Especially once these juggernauts are dealt with, you still have a couple more reinforcements coming for Justeeni here. Closer.
Still like a ridiculously close game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know, 4 stars per turn difference on turn 25. Like,
that's what I mean, though. It's 4 stars, right? And had Willibomb still maintained his kills advantage, I would be more in favor of Willibomb. But it's 4 stars when Justeeni has an extra kill and 4 more units. Now, obviously, a lot happens on each turn. But for me... Nice, that's a great bomber. For me, those 4 stars are just enough for a couple of units, you know what I mean? To make the difference built up over time. It is a tricky one.
There's always the question, like, what are you doing with your stars?
Yeah.
Buying units, trying to get kills.
Yep, exactly. And if you, with a game as close as this, he who has the more stars. Plus, to be honest, Mosem has kind of tied up that giant. He needs to move it and then
change from an offensive to defense.
Yeah. There you go. He's moved it now. Defender. Yeah. There we go. Perfect.
We got the the clock situation as well. 10 minutes to 48 seconds.
Yeah.
But I guess Justeeni's clock doesn't really matter if he's not sinking into using it.
Oh, this is true. But again, as it sort of stretches on, more to do for Willibomb.
Yeah, so Willibomb's advanced his bombers up. He's trying to create some space for himself, and he's put them behind these 3 juggernauts.
Diplomacy.
Yeah, there you go. That's killer. I feel like Willibomb is taking this one now. I'm changing what I'm saying. It's Willibomb's gonna have the stronger attack.
He's
pushing Justeeni back in the water. The 4 stars per turn, I don't know how much of a difference that's making. He's also just been playing better.
Yeah, it depends on this turn now.
Yeah. Alright, Justeeni. How do you want to break through? You have a lot of stars.
Nice.
Very good bombers.
Yeah,
right
very,
now.
very good. If he
How
can,
are we
yeah,
going
nice.
to-
You're saying how he wants to break through. That's looking good. Now, I do want to report that ordinarily we'd only have 2 minutes left, but our judge has granted an extra 10 minutes to see if one of these players can break the deadlock to definitively say who has won this game. What a turn, by the way, for Justeeni there. What a turn indeed.
Yeah, but it feels like kind of a last gasp though, too, just a little bit. Like this is gonna be a nice capital siege here, though. But
Nice.
I'm looking at he's putting his units in range of these bombers. He was able to take out one of the bombers, but Willibomb's bombers are able to advance in the water.
This is true. Well, again, fortunately, they have both gotten 10 minutes extra. So we're going another 10 minutes to sort of see how they're going to react. Again, Justeeni let it slip there, you know? And we'll see if... again, you've switched to Willibomb. I'm still favoring Justeeni on this. Capital Siege means 14 fewer stars now. Another bomber. Okay, 3 bombers. Here we go.
I feel like Willibomb has the more sensible like attack with him. Like he's using these cloaks, and it looks like those cloaks will eventually connect. He does have the problem with this giant running into him on land.
Yeah.
Needs to defend against that. And the cloak is not doing anything until that happens.
I mean, said that next turn he's got the ability to put more troops in the water. This bomber's not going to get taken out by this rammer this turn. I don't know. I'm very glad we get an extra 10 minutes.
On Siege's cap.
This is a fantastic game. I'm really glad we get another 10 minutes here. That's 10 from now, to be clear. So the hour is concluded, and now we see.
We're in overtime. But there's always a chance that Willibomb just doesn't unsiege his capital. Ew. He only has 50 seconds left.
Can you imagine? That's how he lost.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, that's how Saloon Boy lost. It's not like he forgot, but he did lose to a capital siege to Arthur. Final. Okay, the cloaks start making the move.
Whoa. Okay. That's a very greedy of Willibomb. Justeeni has a pretty nice block. Like he just drops 2 riders up. He doesn't like. There's an ambiguity. He doesn't know which of the 2 tiles that cloak is on, like north of the giant or northeast of the giant. And he can't find it with the rider either. But it doesn't quite matter. Good splash damage. But look at Willibomb pushing back in the water. I think Willibomb's still advancing there. He's advancing on land too. He is lower on income still, but again, it feels like a minuscule difference. And if we start seeing like a cloak chain from Willibomb or something, use that up immediately. And there we go.
Nice.
Justeeni picking up strategy. Okay, this could be big. Yeah, Willibomb's had defenders for a couple of turns now, but need to see them pick up. You need to see Justeeni what he does with these defenders in his zone. I mean, probably puts them in the water, but But you have a unit shuffling. Yeah, just maximizing the number of ports he's making. Going north there.
Here's the thing. I will say that it has been Justeeni pushing forward. You know? It'll be interesting to see if when Willibomb pushes forwards, if he's not going to suffer the same fate as Justeeni did when Justeeni went forward.
Yeah. It's a very slow pushes from both players.
Yes.
It's in, late game, bomber on bomber action.
Great kills.
Sit in the back. Players are good. Kind of looks like this. We got a couple giants around the middle city, but no real way for them to sure. Like actually, you just see these giants to steal. And look how like remember when those bombers were like confided, not confided, but they were trapped in that like the ports around Zocco. Look how advanced they are. Look at these juggernauts, and they're pushing into Justeeni cities now too. It's just a different game from what it was like 7 turns ago.
Yeah.
How does he want to do this?
We don't have long.
And this cloak can't really do anything. Oh, those riders disappear. Like you would love, you know, maybe some knights to deal with the riders, and they could start picking up cloak chains, but he doesn't have the income while he's putting all of his stars into the water. Too expensive even with his markets. I mean, they are monster, like very good markets, but also their level. There's only 2 markets for Willibomb. Debating if he wants that rider to actually go in the port or not. Probably would have preferred the defender to end up in there, but defender doesn't do enough damage. Very minuscule differences between aquatism and not. So we have this very far advanced rammer in your territory. Justeeni's going to deal with it pretty well. Yeah, put your rider behind the giant and put the rider on the mountain. And then you can threaten a siege on the Baznan city. Because Justeeni does have a good attack up there. Very good attack up there. Yeah, he doesn't seem to want to go for it. Not sure. Is he worried about something, or I don't know why he wouldn't want to continue his attack there. Like, it feels like he can siege that Baznan city. Just trying out all the
29 units to 21 though, and again, it does feel like the second Willibomb pushed forwards. Suddenly, he ran into the same issue as Justeeni, because you have to think Justeeni was pushing the action. Was the one gunning forwards. It has cost.
Oh,
yeah, it's a tricky one as we approach now the final 4 minutes. Can Willibomb make a statement at the end of this, realistically? But again, I think he struggled as in the same way that Justeeni did. When coming forward, it's a lot in this late game. It's a lot harder to sit and defend. Sorry, it's a lot harder to push a position. My bad. It's a lot harder to push a position. When your opponent can sit and defend, when they have bombers, when they have like an established front, it does make life a lot trickier.
Yeah, the markets and the bombers are a very deadly combination.
Yep.
But yeah, Willibomb tried to make an attack work with that cloak over in the west. Yeah, no luck yet. Justeeni's also looks like he's trying to do something with putting his giant next to that defender, but no luck there yet either.
So he might be trying to build something in Zancola as well.
Yeah.
A little something going.
He's got a few riders over there. He's got a pretty nice spot for bomber, like that rider, yeah. South of Kamoa. Yeah, I guess the question is which city is most likely to collapse next for either player. And my answer is, ooh, yeah, that's good. You've got to drop something in that port now. But then he clears it out with a combination of rammer, bomber, juggernaut splash, riders. Yazaban is getting cloaked. Yeah, will Justeeni be able to deal if he has one getting cloaked? As his one advantage in the income is going to be lost at that point. You're very worried. You know where it is, but you can't do anything about it even. Yeah, he's trying to make sure that he gets rid of this rammer. If this rammer is gone, then Justeeni can train his own rammer and prevent himself from getting cloaked this turn. Or at least that's the idea.
And we enter into essentially the final couple of turns here, if not the final turn. We'll have to see what the judges come up with.
No. I mean, this is a fantastic game.
Yeah.
Regardless. Shame to not see the final push here, but it's going to have to come to an end.
Yeah, and I think if we
very
waited
soon.
for the final push, again, you cite that 4-hour game. That is going to be the one. Let's see.
All right, the end of Willibomb's turn.
Yep, here
will
we
be
go.
The last one.
The judge is going
for
to
the decision.
Yep, we're going to wait for Willibomb to make his turn, make it fair, and then we'll see
Wow.
what the decision is at the end of this.
I'm a little shocked that the bomber advanced. Justeeni advanced that bomber of his. But yeah, I mean, Willibomb's got his hands a little full too.
Yeah.
So. Oh, there we go. That's so nice.
Yeah, that's just another one there. Again, Willibomb came forward and Justeeni was able to blunt the attack, counterattack into Komoa himself. It's a 5-star difference in income as well, which, again, if we're taking this to, let's say, turn 100, you know, we're talking hundreds of stars difference. See now, Willibomb's final turn.
All right, he's only have 2 minutes.
He doesn't have that long, does he?
Yeah. Some great work with the bombers. The cloak is doing a lot, even though it's not able to infiltrate. The way Justeeni got very panicky about that. Very solid. But I think the cloaks were also kind of a misstep. Like, I feel like they could have been useful in combination with some other things, but didn't have the stars to actually pull them an attack like that off. And now you've got like this cloak on Zuzum that's not going anywhere. And how are you defending Mozum from this giant that Justeeni has around you?
I think, to be honest, it'd be very difficult to defend Mozum.
Yeah. I don't know, Justeeni has the income. I think he's going to take back Mozum as well. Possibly not. Like, look at just the number of bombers around there.
Yeah.
But I think with a big attack on the water, where these bombers Justeeni can make are.
Yeah.
If he was like, he'll take back that city.
Take back Mozum.
He made a few missteps, but got back up on his feet after taking all the income markets.
Yeah. Again, it's that income difference. I think he will end up taking Mozum eventually. Like, again, all of these things now are going to be decided as back and forths, but yeah, I think I'll end up taking Mozum.
And then after Mozum collapses, well, he's trying to get as much damage as he will. I'm try it first.
Well, here's the end of the
really
turn.
Interested to see the chat.
We're gonna go to the judges' decision now. Who wins? That is the question of the day. Will it be Justeeni Lingueeni? Will it be Willibomb? We're gonna have to find out. Here we go. Judges making their decision. You can see again, Justeeni isn't just taking advantage of their time. He's sitting down, making their decision. Oh. All right. Fantastic. The second I know, I will reveal it to everyone. We're sitting here, we're waiting for the judge to make the decision. Not an enviable one. Not an enviable one. But what a fantastic game, eh?
Oh, absolutely. Like showing off, the potential for Zebasi in the late game.
Yeah.
This is Yeah, when you got like two very good players like this, the way Willibomb's able to just like swing back from what was it, 9 cities against 5?
Yeah. I mean,
earlier on?
Justeeni was 100% in the driving seat for I'd say 67% of that game. Willibomb able to claw it back. And then we had some cagey back and forth. The second Justeeni went on this offensive, it was able to be stuffed by Willibomb. Willibomb then responds in kind with their own offensive backed up by the Bombers. And it itself stalls. Then you have the cloaks coming in, not quite achieving as much as he'd hoped. Then suddenly we get a giant for Justeeni threatening Mosim. And on and gone. On. No matter either way how this game goes, whoever ends up as the Zebasi champion, we know they're going to be well represented. Let's say that much.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, this is tricky because the judge's decision could end the series right here or just take us to game 3.
Yeah, either way. It's not an enviable position, like I said. I think you can make cases on both ends, but hey, that's why we got the judge for, you know. Unfortunately, it's not up to us. I will say, what do you think that the Willibomb could have done at the end? Let's say it goes another 100 turns. The thing that is sticking in my mind is that difference in starts. How impactful do you think that is, or do you think I'm just overblowing it?
I think the 4 stars does matter. You can see that in the fact that like Willibomb isn't able to bank up for knights or something like that. And even if it's only the difference of like, 1 defender a turn, right?
Eventually.
That matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like builds up. Like if it goes on to, turn 100, you're going to notice that.
I mean, that's 5-star difference. We're looking at 350 odd stars in total. Willibomb has the skill to be able to sort of play against that as well. That's something we had seen. Okay, right, they're typing. I'm getting ready for a decision. Let's
please.
see. He's still deciding. Oh, it's neck and neck. Like we said, look, to go back to the discussion at hand, everyone's going to have an opinion after all. Both these players have played incredibly well. And whichever one takes the entire series, I think is they're going to be well represented. And dare I say, I think we'll see the other one qualify as well later on down the line. That's just how good these two are. Late game is an incredibly tricky thing. Look at the time difference as well. Justeeni does play quite fast. 10 minutes or 11 minutes on the clock. 11 minutes 33 on the clock to Willibomb's minute. You think that might factor in? What are your opinions on the sort of time difference?
I mean, it looked like Willibomb was playing like exceptionally well still with that. I mean, like effectively, if Justeeni has 10 minutes on his clock and he's using a minute a turn, Willibomb has 1 minute on his clock, he's using a minute a turn. What's the difference, really?
This is very, very true. They had kind of hit the cap of what we were going to see in terms of quantity on the field. Yeah, we saw potentially an attempt at chivalry at the end there as well. A capital siege from Justeeni, just for a second, deny 14 stars. The capture of Mosim for Willibomb. I mean, both players, fantastic moments either way. And like you say, it does highlight the potential quality, or the specific quality of late game Zebasi. Just to peel back the curtain a little bit. Zebasi as a tribe, ignore necessarily who's playing it and these sorts of things. Obviously, they are important. How well do you think they stack up to the other 11 tribes that we have seen and are going to see?
I mean, if you look at you've got the tribes like the turn zeros are generally considered just the strongest. Those are the ones that's like Arthur was going there, turn 0 tribe Imperious. Slimming Boy runner up, turn 0 tribe Barter. A lot of people were discounting Barter too, but reminded everyone, like, no, they're a real deal.
Good tribe.
Zebasi's in that club too.
Yep.
I think every tribe except Banger has like really, really good chances to make it. General consensus in the community, anyways. But Zebasi's like one of the favorites of all of them.
Yeah, and again, we've seen two very skilled players at their heads. Yeah, I do think that. I mean, how many hours do you think that game goes on for if we let it run?
Oh my! Hopefully, it would go on for like another 1 hour.
Oh, I think beyond that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
I've seen Willibomb. He's done crazy games. He's done 12-hour games before. Like,
I'm thinking
it's
36 hours.
ridiculous.
The first ever. The winner
I think-
wins because the other one collapses and runs out of time. I think is the.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Willibomb's sleepy, right?
That's
He didn't
true.
sleep
Let's not discuss. Judge's decision. Willibomb didn't get a good night's sleep. Loses. Actually, a legendary way to lose if that's the case. Yeah, I mean,
No milk, no cookies.
nothing. It's just not gonna happen. Yeah, you say Zebasi tribe is one of the stronger ones, and you said Hoodrick is your personal favorite, right? Do you think you could take on a Justeeni Lingueeni Zebasi as Hoodrick?
It would be really hard to play against myself like that, but you know, with Hoodrick, it would be really hard to play Justeeni Lingueeni
yeah.
like that. He's a very strong player, but I like, you know, the consistency that Hoodrick offers, and I feel that, you know, in the you know, very strong like marketplace style that we saw from Zebasi, I think it's just a little bit stronger with Hoodrick.
And do you think there's anything that the players were missing, either these players, in terms of their strategies at the end there? Because for me, from my perspective, again, it just felt like both of them had such good defensive setups that, like, to push was to then invite pressure. Both times. Again, I'll say this. I think Justeeni was on the offensive most of that game, was pushing the pressure and started getting in his face, and was not quite able to get that decisive action against Willibomb. Willibomb, when he tried to go forward, same thing, had this sort of offensive stall out. So, what do you think?
I think Justeeni made some critical errors in like the way he pushed his defense. Like, he was overextending himself with the uncaptured city that he really didn't need to go after. It was always like you know, pulling him a lot, like his resources. Like, he could have been pushing them somewhere else, but he kept the, you know, the 2 scouts around there, kept getting them destroyed just to like keep Willibomb off that village. And then later on, like, he sends his giant up there, like loses the village in the east, and then he claims it for a bit, and then just to lose it.
Yeah.
So, like, when we see that, it's like, you know, you gotta like clean that stuff up. And I think all that, like we talked about earlier, could have been a little more aggressive, like pushing on the water. I think he got into the, I'll have better markets, and then his better markets were like 4 stars per turn.
Yeah, again,
and
he was
evened out the city count.
He was building out a much longer game. Very close. Anytime one of them take a turn, you see these kill counts spike up. I think definitely this game and the last game combined do have the largest kill counts of the series, which maybe some of you predicted, maybe some of you didn't. But yeah, it's neither here nor there. It is always interesting when you have such a naval-dominated map. You know what I mean? Usually it's the person that gets on the water quickest. I mean, we did call that out pretty much instantly at the start of the game when we did see that that map in. Do you think that the players would change their minds within reason if they had an understanding of where the villages were on the map? Like, right when they spawn in, they're like, okay, cool, I have this kind of, again, we will walk into again the premonition. Do you think they'd have made different choices? Let's not also discount the ruins that Willibomb got. And what were the ruins again? Talk me through them.
You got population, ramming, aquatism.
Yeah. Again, and that for me as well helped even the score very early on. I mean, that's a lot of resources he then didn't have to invest. And then what was the third? There was another one. Did he get? Was it? Or am I making things up? Compared to the 2 veteran swordsmen that.
Yeah.
Which is not as good in terms of Justeeni Linugeeni on that side. So, you know, there's a lot of factors at play. If you're just seeing the situation, what are you hoping for from the ruins?
Oh, I'm just like basically the same thing. I want rammers and aquatism.
Yeah, I'll take it for free.
Give me what he got. I'll take what he's having.
Do you think had that happened, it would have been a wash, instant win?
I think because like what we were talking about was identifying the possibility of him like pushing in the water. And if he was able to do that faster, like he probably would have had a better chance. So if he was just given this stuff for free and then pushes in the water, like we already thought would help him win anyways.
Yeah.
Like I don't see how it couldn't. Yeah.
No, absolutely. And what would you have preferred to see? Because you called it out in the game. What would you have preferred to see? Oh, okay. I've received word. The judge's decision is due to more future giants and slightly better water access, long-term eco and knight's cloaks. Eventually will equal out. But Willibomb does take the victory. It is 1-2-1. We're going to game 3, ladies and gentlemen. Damn near impossible to split the two, but the judges do give it to Willibomb, which is a great result from him, given how precarious his situation looked. So we're going to be going directly straight into game 3 to decide. I mean, it feels fitting to me, at least, to give both these players an opportunity to split the differences between them. Could you even ask for better? You know, we gave him 10 minutes, couldn't split them. We gave him a little bit longer, couldn't split them. They said the judge Reddish sat down and had a conversation. What were your long-term plans? How could you game it out? How could you win? And that's how we've gotten to this decision. Again, I think either way you could make arguments for both players to win. So Willibomb does take it away. What's your reaction to that?
I think it was well deserved. Like, just looking at how Willibomb played, it seemed hopeless right at the beginning. But I said, Willibomb sees something. He has faith in himself. He's gonna keep playing, and he did keep playing.
Yeah.
And then eventually he won.
Yeah, I mean, again, it wasn't that long ago that we were saying, well, he played so well. Oh well, you know, that sort of thing. But again, it does show that the best players do see opportunities and they go for them. You know, they don't just. Like, they can create it if they don't have the best luck, if they don't have the best spawns. Having said that, I said not the best luck. Ramming, Aquatism, Population, they do help. That doesn't take away from the skill displayed from Willibomb. So a 1-2-1, nothing to split them. All of the games today, hotly contested. Apart from maybe Willibomb's second game in his semi-final. That was not, that's not even contested. You can't even say that was, yeah, nothing to do with that. Yeah, okay, well, having seen them play in this one, who do you think takes it?
I still want to give it to Justeeni. I mean, I think Willibomb definitely, more classy in that game. But, I still give it to Justeeni.
Yeah, okay, well, we're going to find out very, very soon who is going to take it. Justeeni or Willibomb. It has gone to a best of 3. It has survived the judges' decision. Willibomb versus Justeeni Lingueeni. One of these will be the Zebasi tribe representative. As we've discussed, Zebasi tribe very capable, very able to go all the way to Stockholm. Maybe even one of these two will take the Zebasi all the way to be crowned the king of Polytopia. We're gonna find out right now. I'll leave it to you for a couple of minutes.
All right, we got the classic Zebasi opening again. Willibomb is hosting this time, and he's probably pretty happy to see that there's some farms up northeast. Probably less happy to see all that water cutting him off to the southeast. Water that he can't even access off of his capital. But he's taking his time deciding on this, so he might even be going for something crazy like the turn 0 2 warrior opening. Or something else like that. Maybe even explore. Spending a lot of time. Look at that clock dipping down. Maybe it's an internet connection or something. Maybe he's just falling asleep after lack of staying up all night.
He's just done with it.
But yeah, for whatever reason, really contemplating what to do on this turn 0 here, and dangerously low on time too. 5 seconds left. I don't know what's happening. Is this some kind of protest from Willibomb? Like,
I'm sure
does he
it's
not
a
like the
visual
decision? There's no way.
It might just be the case, same as how previously, where the players are playing, but we have just to wait a couple of moments really to get set up. But walk me through what you would do as Willibomb in this scenario. Where are you moving your warrior?
Northeast, like he did, seems perfectly good. He's going to keep pushing up into the fog where the farms are. Like, get another warrior for the lighthouse, even one that has to walk a little ways around in order to get past that water. There was some land tiles, it's lakes. You'll be able to perambulate around the edge of the map. Should be fine.
The reason I ask
probably
you that, by the way, sorry to interrupt, but the reason I'm asking is because I believe the players are still playing in the background. They're doing their opening moves. Yeah. They're doing everything else. It's just on our end. We just need to, as an observer, leave, rejoin. This stuff happens very, very rarely. We're straight back in. Let's see if you were correct. I'll leave it to you.
Wow. So already on turn 4, got Justeeni into the Riders expansion route. And yeah, we did go ahead and pick up the lighthouse in the west. 3 warrior opening. There was another village up in the north. Pretty solid for Willibomb. And look at how coordinated these villages are. they can all team up to head towards Justeeni's capital. It is a little far away, but they're all close together. So Willibomb going for construction against writing. Fortunately for Justeeni, look at those mountains on Zodzu. They're blocking off what would be those windmill spots where all of Willibomb's population would be for the early giants up there. You like that if you're Justeeni. You don't like the fact that it's kind of a question of what happened. Where are all of my villages? We've got 3 villages, Willibomb, 2 for Justeeni right now. Wants to pick up some more, but how's he gonna do it? I think he has to. I think he wants to go into roads here. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, drop a couple roads, get another rider, capture the city, and send himself down. Ooh, he's going for the siege. He wants to steal it from Willibomb immediately. I like this. This is the kind of aggression we're looking for. Yeah. If your opponent plays greedy and wants to get construction, just steal other cities from them. Don't worry about your own expansion. Like, your opponent upgraded the city for you. And that's a huge swing. Yeah, no, Willibomb is not happy with this. He is able to pick up his own giant on the capital, though. And with that Park of Fortune, that's going to be enough population for another giant on Zanzu. Just not this turn. He's going to have to wait till next turn with the stars he has and all the income he's got. Should be able to re-steal that Lizana city with the giant, but yeah, big swing for Justeeni. And a star ruin too.
There we go.
Yeah.
Much
Much
better luck this time around, eh?
for himself too. Yeah. How do you want to do this, Justeeni? You pick up your own construction. You just go after expansion for all of your stuff. You go after an explorer on this east city. Probably. And let's see if this rider can catapult with a road onto this village as well. Or if Justeeni wants to save those stars. Can't imagine what else he would use those stars on, but probably rushing his Grand Bazaar, see if he can...
Having said that, we couldn't imagine him losing that last game at one point. But things do change, things do happen.
And this, this reminds me of Citizen Kane, you know?
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah. At one point, they said that I didn't have a chance.
Rate, if you don't mind my asking, both of these players' starts, but also how they've played their starts out of 10. So in terms of like their current position. So give me Willibomb out of 10.
Willibomb, like, he lost that city unnecessarily. So I can't give him a perfect score, but it's very recoverable for him. I'll give him like a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. And
yeah,
Justeeni.
It's difficult because his resources didn't lend themselves to the same kind of quick giant that Willibomb. But I think he played it very well. I think, like, I mean, he stole that city from Willibomb, so, like, what more can you ask for, really?
So how...
Like, he has... If you ever get something that you have no chance of getting, you don't even feel bad about losing it, because you were never supposed to have it in the first place, you know?
That's your explanation to the cops when you rob someone, I think. Rob a bank, and they take it off you. Ah, well, I was not supposed to have it. All right, so who do you give the initial momentum to? Who do you give the initial favors to? Odds to, sorry.
Yeah, so Willibomb is going to be able to pick up this city that he lost, and also probably this central city. I'm not sure what Justeeni does about either of these. Like, he's getting some lighthouses, but he's not getting his Eye of God. He needs 3 more lighthouses before that's happening. He doesn't have construction, and he's going to be... He's got his Grand Bazaar, so stealing the city was good for that. But what does he do? How does he actually, like, keep this? Because if Willibomb just takes both these cities, I think if Justeeni's able to hold this middle city somehow, like, I think, yeah, he can get 2 monuments. He can get his Grand Bazaar, and he can get his Park of Fortune with a capital giant, and then defend that middle city, and he'll be up riders and roads, 2 giants against 2 giants. So I like Justeeni. I like Justeeni's position, even though he's giving back that city.
Well, I mean, again, like you say, he can't be upset about losing something he never had.
Yeah, Willibomb should have his, like, 4 cities against 5. Justeeni should be faster on picking up the southern cities. And if he's able to defend in the middle very well, which it looks like he should be able to, then I'm expecting Justeeni. It might be a repeat of a lot of the ideas in game 1, with just how quickly Justeeni expands. It's going to be better for Willibomb, of course. He doesn't have, you know, the bomber problems that we saw in game 1, but still difficult. So what is he? Yeah, Justeeni's definitely population ruin. Okay, that's 5 stars you don't need to spend on that giant. Help you out. This is Lana City. He's got exactly enough population with 1 road connection to 2 farms to go ahead and pick up this giant here. You just gotta capture the city in the south first. Does he want to pick it up right now, or does he want to wait a turn? Is the question. He's going for fishing. Wow. So I guess his plan is that he doesn't want to use 2 monuments for the giant on the city. He wants to use 2 fish in a port. So he's going to let the giant siege him here. And then after that, he's going to push the giant off. Should be a-okay. Give his own capital giant more time to reach up and defend. Yeah, Willibomb though, look at all the roads that Justeeni's been able, put. They lead straight back to Justeeni's capital. So that giant that he wants to use to defend himself in the middle might also be necessary over there. So Justeeni should lose this rider. Willibomb should pick up 1 road east of... Going straight into trade?
Wow.
Whoa!
Wow. Okay. Unexpected.
I was looking at the tactic. I guess Willibomb didn't really care that about the easy kill on the rider over there, but because like Justeeni has the, he can clear off all that. He can clear off any unit around there. Okay, he needs to get that west lighthouse, and then he can get the east lighthouse, and that's a very good monument for him. He can giant push his giant too. He's got a lot of options basically. Good for him. Another village in that last lighthouse too. 2 stars to giant on the capital. 3 monuments that he's working with right now. A 4th as soon as he picks up his gated power. He is cutting down on his expansion. He's not picking up that village in the south quite as quickly, but I don't imagine Justeeni minds. So climbing. Oh, he's Houdiniing him. This is gonna be fast.
Oh, amazing.
He's using 2 monuments for this one.
I think
I thought he was gonna go port and farm, but yeah, that's
now
giant's
you see
disappearing.
him. Now you don't.
Coming back for a very quick game 3. Just look at the number of giants Justeeni has. How he's up in city count. He's gonna be at 7 cities against 4. 3 giants against the 1. You can start pushing back here. Like Willibomb's got markets, but look at the income's basically equal after those markets go down. I think Justeeni's coming back with a vengeance.
Very, very strong so far.
Hey, I made a mistake, but that's not happening again.
Well, again, I've been hurt before. I've been burned by Justeeni Lingueeni before when it comes to calling games early in his favor. So I will hold my tongue for now, but it does look like he's in a better position. That Houdini does lend itself well, and he's going straight for it. Again, this is the Justeeni I think that was lacking in that last game. You know, when things started to settle, we said this from the start. When things started to settle, he eased up a little bit, tried to maintain consistent pressure. With someone like Willibomb, you cannot do that. You have to keep on sticking it to them over and over and over again until they capitulate. Giving Willibomb space to breathe and plan is not going to be good. And again, I want to be clear. I said it in the last one. Willibomb will find that hole. He will find the chink in the armor, and he will ruthlessly exploit it. And he did that to win, to come back and win the last game. Justeeni cannot afford to do the same thing he did last game, which is to ease up on the pressure and allow Willibomb a route back. Again, this illusion of easy pressure is not necessarily the best way to win.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm not even going to say that it's like Justeeni disappointing me. I'm giving all credit to Willibomb's excellent play, like bringing that game back. So I'm not discounting Willibomb here or his chances after a Houdini. Like he's shown, like if anyone's shown it, Willibomb's shown it time and time again that he's got what it takes to fight back. But he's got to figure something out. What does he do about these two giants that are quickly approaching him? And he can't even get to a single one of his giants in range to defend that city. I'm not seeing the population to save it either. So he might give it up. But if anyone can figure something out, I'm giving all credit to Willibomb. Like, I trust him. He's using all that time on his clock. There's nothing else he's gonna do.
I mean, he needs to, doesn't he?
He's gonna go ahead and pick up a wall in this city. Stars, very bold in the face of these giants.
Well, you can't just plan for the short term. It's about winning the game, not just preventing your own loss. So, again, you kind of sometimes have to assume your opponent will make a mistake. Sometimes you have to assume that you'll somehow get out of it and plan for that eventuality. But what do you think Justeeni needs to do here?
Take Zanzu, take the Lazana city, then take the capital.
Okay, there we go then.
I think that's a pretty good game plan.
Walk forward and win is a good
Looking
one.
at climbing. Yeah, so
You think he's gonna try and counter who? Can he? Well, let me check my maths real quick.
yeah, I mean the only thing is where's population? Like if he's going in, he's just about climbing. He's got a ton of stars. I think he's looking at you know, mining, fishing, and then like a monument to be able to giant push off that city. But what monument is he getting? He doesn't have his Grand Bazaar. He doesn't have his I've God.
Yeah, he won't get
his,
Killer Monument. No. It looks like it's gonna be a quick game 3. Alright, I think I'm starting to be willing to call it.
Yeah, I mean, especially
Three
like,
giants to
stars for
one.
mining in the monument. Like he's got to clear that giant off the mine.
4 cities to 6. He's got the advantage in unit count. He's going to expand. I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe in that ruin there is something incredible.
It's the
Let's see.
I don't know if I should say this on the stream, but which is probably a great idea to start saying it. But, there was a little hack back in the day where players would siege your capital on turn 0 with a giant. Maybe if Willibomb just activates.
Just do that. If he just hacks
Yeah.
directly now, right? Or he could PayPal me $10 and I'll declare him the winner. It's up to him. All right, let's see. What can he do?
Population is not bad.
Not terrible. I don't know if I can save him, but it's not terrible.
Got some rogue connections for that giant. He got some. He can reach with 2 warriors, 4 riders, and move his giant in. And then how do you save the northeast city? He's got some income. This is why I was a little surprised when I saw a trade popping up. I thought, isn't it a little too early?
Yeah, I think it's a miscalculation. It's gonna hurt him badly here. He's thinking. Maybe he's trying to run down his clock.
But it was really that blunder of the Northwest City in the first place. Willibomb would have had a perfect position, the 2 giants pushing in. The only reason he got Houdini in the first place was that Grand Bazaar monument, which Justeeni only could have because he was able to steal that city.
It's true. It all comes back. It is crazy how many like dominoes have to fall for things to happen. You know, the little butterfly effect.
And this is heartbreaking to watch. Like Willibomb's trying to figure out something here, and you just like imagine him like sitting there, like thinking about it, looking for anything, and just like still sitting there. Like, how does he pull this game back? He came so close. He had such an excellent, like the best play, the best comeback that I've seen so far. Like, only for this in game 3.
What is he doing?
He's got 2 minutes left.
What's he doing? Again, he might just be. How petulant
He
is
might be,
Willibomb? Do you think
you know,
he's like,
using a-
if he's like, you know what? We're all
Might be
waiting.
doing some hand-on-paper calculations, figuring out the damage on the giants. Best way to proceed. He can take his 2 kills to 8. For right now, we just watch the flames rise over Zanzu. Oh man. But I mean, Justeeni like committed to like this, you know, inferior, like quote unquote, like weak opening
Yeah.
for riders and everything.
And yeah,
But he's making it work. Like he stole that city, he got everything. I don't think you could have asked for anything better. From Justeeni, anyways. But yeah, 2 critical errors, allowing himself to get Houdini'd and losing the Northwest Village in the first place.
we'll see. Again, if it does end up being a... Oh no, he's just thinking.
With 30 seconds left. Going ahead, picking up fishing, desperately trying for this Eye of God monument, I suppose. You can pick up any monument. Short, shy of the lighthouse.
Just shy of the lighthouse. Was thinking it through.
15 seconds left.
There it is.
And he's going to resign.
There it is. Justeeni
Wow.
Lingueeni, ladies and gentlemen, is your champion of the Zebasi tribe. What a contrast to game 2 that was. What do you think? What a phenomenal contrast.
Absolutely. Like, I think like what we saw like even in game 2, like Justeeni had the stronger opening, and it just like he pulled it all the way this time.
That's the thing.
Like,
It's the commitment.
well, even
it's the
the first game
commitment.
they
The first game he didn't. Well, second game. Sorry to interrupt you, but like the second game, he just didn't push all the way.
Like even we saw in the first game where he decided, I'm not going to go for markets, I'm just going to push. And, like Justeeni has a way that he's going to win, and maybe if I'm one of his opponents in the upcoming face-offs, I'm filing this information away. Especially if I'm Hoodrick and I'm setting up those markets.
There you go. An interesting game 3 to be sure, but one that has been won after a very long, drawn-out, but nonetheless thoroughly entertaining game 2. If we take a look at the bracket, we can have a look at the journey that was taken by our players here. Let's not forget the very first game all that time ago. Justeeni Lingueeni taking Liberta out 2-1. Mirrored by Willibomb's own 2-1 hits Polycrystal. A second game that lasted a record 4 minutes. All building up to a final game of Justeeni Lingueeni against Willibomb 2-1. Fantastic. Utterly fantastic from both of them. But the fun doesn't end here. Next week, we'll be back with the Luxador qualifiers. Why don't you give us a sneak preview of what the Luxador are like?
The Luxador, these were people's favorite tribe last year, and they were piloted by the Meisterlamp at last World Championships. But what makes them so good, it's just that they start with such a high-level capital. They're able to go ahead very quickly. You run around on the strategy that we saw very well played by Justeeni today in that quick expansion route. You pick up all those lighthouses, you get a giant quickly into the water, start dominating, and we've seen how that plays out on lakes.
Yep.
So a lot of people's favorite tribe, and for very good reason.
Like you say, it was Meisterlampe. He was championing them last year. We have seen a little bit of him this time around, but I'm sure if anyone can maintain their crown, it's him.